And here we go. We're starting now. This is Toge Southwest, Series 03E07. This is my Talk. Drift Talk. This is the name of the episode. It's going to be called The Feint Drift. I'll tell you more about it a little bit here. The date is 08/14/2025. You can actually find any of my old episodes and whatnot on TougeSW.com or TougeSW.com. And I normally do this every Thursday night at 10 p.m. ish PST on twitch.tv, Wandering Raven, youtube.com at Wandering Raven if you want to see this on YouTube. I normally have this uploaded as soon as I'm done. You want to see the raw information that I normally pour through from the weekend's success. I normally have it on my Instagram, so it's Instagram at Wandering Raven. So that's pretty much the niche of that part. So let's next. So who am I? I think this is probably going to be the easiest way for me to put it is let me open up. I actually updated this, and so who am I? I am the Wandering Raven. I am the host of Tokyo Southwest, or TSW for short. I drift, I hack, I play video games. So what I do is I love drifting. I've been doing it since 2010. I started out in 2000 Pontiac Firebird. I tried drifting an automatic version, then I decided to change my cars. I went to Yakima, Washington to pick up my first S12 Sylvia 1984, but because I had to come back to Vegas, I lost that car, but I ended up picking up a 1987 Nissan S12 with the SC V6, so it had the V6 package in it. And long story short, that became my powerhouse of a drift car since 2011. So I I do drifting. I hack for a living mainly because my main career has always been cybersecurity. I'm currently in as a systems engineer right now, mainly because I just program things and I make things work. And yeah, and program things, make things work. I basically a cybersecurity expert. I do biggest hackware is my other niche. Well, of course, I'm an author of Vegas Hackware book. Currently working on volume 2 of the book. So, and I play video games. So you'll notice me that if you come here during the week, it's after hours, like 7, 8 o'clock at night. You see that I'm playing like different random games, from Grounded to Grounded, freaking Sea of Thieves, Warzone. I guess apparently that has to be my freaking rotation. Other games like Deep Rock, maybe some Hunt Showdown, some other random games. Variety of games. It's always been a variety on my stream, so that's all fun. And like tonight, I've been playing. See, I started out with Sea of Thieves, and it ended up being Warzone and Dune Awakening. So that's pretty much all the gaming. I stream it all the time on Twitch. I've been streaming since 2014, and of course, I'm actually hit the partnership located, but I don't even know whatever happened to that anymore. Anyways, so that's me in a nutshell. I'm a cancer survivor, born and raised here in Las Vegas. Um, Pretty much it. I did live in Oregon for about a year, and I think my session weird. Um, what else is there? I think that's pretty much it there. So, but what is Toge Southwest? Um, Back in 2010, I was inspired heavily into the Toge car scene. in the Pacific Northwest, where I slept at. Where when I moved up to Oregon, I had to seek out a better car venues because before I moved up to Oregon, I was a part of the Pontiac Firebird F body scene here in Vegas. All they care about is show cars and just straight away street racing. Um, I moved up to Oregon. I learned a lot more about what toge is, what mountain passes. Technically, that's what toge is a mountain pass. And the fun drifting in drift world. Technically, just think about in either an additional either anime or Tokyo Drift Fast and Furious. That would be like the third episode called Tokyo Drift. So don't even know why I'm trying to explain that. I'm rambling. Don't mind me. So in 2010, I was inspired by there was a whole group called Toge Northwest happening up there. It was a nice little community. They hosted events called Drift X, and I was I was I was very honored to be a part of those. From Drift X, from the second version to part two or whatever number 2, to number 6 of that year. It all happened at the Hoodoo Resort in Mount Washington, Alberta. That's like an hour away from Sisters, Oregon. It's very awesome. The view and the location, very beautiful. I loved it up there. Like it was really good. Um, of course, 2011, early 2011, I was forced to leave Oregon. I was held against my will. It almost ruined my life and ruined my career. So I had to come back to Vegas because I only have family here. I didn't have family there. I had nowhere to go up there. And I put a lot of trustworthy and stuff like that in my business partner up there, who actually I didn't know at the time was a very bad and shady person. So, and because of that, that ruined my life up there, and I had to come back. And because of that, I had to leave things that I loved up there, including my S12 that I had up there. Almost lost all my stuff up there. Glad I put those all into a storage place and I was able to get what I can back about a couple years later. But I had to come back to Vegas. So what happened when I came back to Vegas is I wanted to bring Toge Northwest to the south. So I decided to start doing Toge Southwest when I came back to Vegas. But that didn't work. It failed because Vegas is a different beast altogether. They have their own little cliques and all little different things, and Pacific Northwest handles the car scene a lot differently than it does in the Southwest. Southwest is more of like really different. So, and well, it used to be really different. I don't even know what it is anymore. All excluding the takeovers. Those takeovers are not car meetups. They're just dumb people doing dumb things. So, and so I turned it more into like a blogging style kind of thing. I wanted to blog more, try to document more of the events that I go to, from Apple Valley to Vegas Drift to any other places I can get to. I never really had the chance to get anywhere else, though. I try. I'll even document a few ruts and meets here and there as well. And it wasn't up until 2019 when my mom passes away. Um, and that was just a couple days before then. I was at my last drift event where I flipped and motored the car, and my mom got to see the last events that I was really happy to do. So it's just a sad moment in many ways, and and dealing with coping and moving on. had to, I guess in the past couple years, I decided to turn this more into my driftcast, pretty much, podcasting and whatnot. I wanted to hold myself accountable. I wanted to rebuild my motivation and become motivated again because I wanted to go back to that drifting. When you're in that seat, you want that seat time, and when you've been doing it for over 10 years, you want to keep going at it. You want to keep having that fun. You want to keep burning up those tires. It's it's like a different feeling when you're in the driver's seat, shredding tires, doing it in real life because you're having fun. And I guess it's those 30 seconds or more. You, I don't. It's hard to really explain until you're like behind the wheels and you're doing it. It's it's a fun sport. Well, it's both a spectator sport and everything else. It's a really cool thing. And the best thing about drifting is there's not just the fun. There's a lot of technical aspects to it. So you're not just trying to go in a straight line. You're not trying to be your 8 seconds or faster car. You're actually trying to see how well you can change your angles. You're using more geometry while you're basically dancing with, which is really cool. What I like about it. And I'm trying to put some analogy there, but it's like a really awesome feeling, and you're sharing that feeling throughout the car, and you're feeling it, I think, around you. Almost like almost like you're becoming a Jedi within the car, and you're drifting, and you're just having so much calculation going on. You're thinking, you're trying to say, hey, I'm going to point the car this way as I'm going that way. See how much angle I can pull this way. See how close I can get to the wall. Let's see if I can touch my tail towards the wall. And, cool stuff like that. But yeah, that's it, really. In the end, you just gotta keep drifting fun. And that's how drifting stays fun. You just gotta keep it fun. So, let's go next. So here's my update. My 1987 200 SX S12 Sylvia. What have I done? What have I done? Um, well, I don't want you to play videos about it, but I can show what has been done. Simple graphic thing. Or maybe not. Let me go. Let me Instagram it real quick. I know I have it on Instagram. Profile. I do. Okay. Oh, maybe I do have a video too. Whatever. We'll do it like that. Alright, full screen it. You know what? I'll just bring it over. Alright, so we'll bring it over real quick. See that right? Alright, so here's what I'm pointing out. Probably barely see this. But you know what? I'm gonna point this out. C18 DT. I basically have everything wired up and ready to go. So what I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to put fluids in, starting from here. I use the Feint system so I can actually find ways that if there's a problem, I'll actually find the leak and I'll be able to fix the leak right away. Like this here, I had a leak. I was working on a different leak than I found out with my reservoir holding for my air water to air intercooler system. So I had to epoxy the system on that. Other than that, I have everything else hooked up. So as long as it's not raining or bleeding over 120 again, might actually pull the car out, put some fuel in it. I'm gonna probably start her up and see if I can dial in some more stuff this weekend. And let's see if I can fix set the power steering. That's easy to fix. And we're gonna double check the system because if this system works for the power steering, be doing it to the other car as well. Because I have that whole setup. Just only thing I've done here was I set up NPT setup for both the reservoir and for the rack itself. So and the pump. I just have to replace the same stuff to that car. So yeah, just everything's back together finally. Everything's plugged in. Everything is basically I just need to put fluid in. So I put distilled water in at first because I want to make sure I get all the leaks and done. And once that's actually rolling and operational, and it seems like it's going to ride and drive, that's when I'll actually drop the distilled water and put real coolant inside. Uh, that actually works better, especially cooling down. Um, I know in the future when I get a little more money, I'm going to upgrade the fans because what I currently have on there is a couple of old mid 90s maxi pads freaking fans, which there's a huge problem now. If you go out to the yard, you will not find any of those older 90s maxi pads or Ultimas and stuff like that. It's all been replaced with the newer stuff. And those fans are different, majorly different. I mean, I could probably make them work, but I'm just not going to. I'd rather just grab like little fans here. And since I still have the Mishimoto fan shroud, put that on there and place it. I do need to get a new battery, so I need to see if I can pick that up over the weekend. On that, I just have to put fluids together. And I did have the new line hooked up, and it works beautifully. It, I can't complain about it. It's really nice. Glad I kind of went that route. It's probably gonna be a little weird for some people because I just ran a whole gold line, big copper line back and forth. So yeah, and of course I didn't have a. I should have had this talk last week, but I was at DEF CON last week, so I didn't take a whole lot. Mainly I was there to promote my Vegas Hackware, and that's it. Really, I did a whole thing, uh, another talk on that. So that's the update. Um, Go to the spreadsheets. Is there anything we can do to? Oh yeah, I have to check fluid still. Yes, it's done. That's done. Still have to fix the cluster, so gotta build that still. Gotta finish the throttle. Oh no, finish line for throttle cable upgrade. We're done. Yes, I could say yes. That's been done. Yes, we're doing it, people. We're doing it. Still power steering. It's been done. Cleanup done. Got the Crown Vixen. We're at finishing cleanup and throw some real tires on it. Steelies that I currently have on with brand new discount tires that I had over years ago now. They're going to become my thrift tires later on. So there'll be like two sets. Bumper skirts. I'll fix that later. Those are not a priority. These two are going to be priorities. This is what I need to figure out. Verify transmission shifting and the fluids. I also need to do these two because they're below minimum levels, but I didn't see anything else. I do need a prep for oil change too. It's been sitting a while, and it's been a while since I did that. Plus, I want to see if there's any metal shavings or anything too. So that's the update. So what is left? Well, we already see what's left. So, like I said, I was going to pull out the car and fill up the fluids. We're gonna double check the brake fluid and the clutch fluid. see if make sure there's no leaks happening. It still feels solid too, so I think I'm still good on there. What else left other than that? We need to bleed the power steering. We need to double check the power steering, but we should be good with that. So yeah, there's got some stuff to still do. Hopefully I can get more done. Um, so yeah, I figured I'd bring something new up every time I do these podcasts. So I wanted to bring up paint drift. I've been seeing some random AI videos about drifting. How they say between what's the difference between America and freaking Japanese drifting. It doesn't matter how there is really not much of a real big difference because believe it or not, people still do different ways of transitioning into the first drift. Initiation points. It so what I felt the best for me for initiating in my car would always be the feint. I tried different ways, but the feint drift has always been my success. Mainly because, of course, you can see my car here. That hatch is extremely heavy, so that's and you can actually feel that little extra weight. You can feel that shift in weight every time you move the car back and forth. Especially if the suspension is very stiff, because this is very stiff suspension. So knowing your car is basically how you're gonna do the whole feint, or what kind of initiation you're gonna do. And over the years, I've actually developed a very fun way of initiation with the feint. But the question is, what is the feint grip? So when I was doing a lot of my research with the Drift Bible, I forgot his name. I can't pronounce it. Can't pronounce his name. Not forgot his name. I can't pronounce his name. So let's go the Drift Bible. And it is by this guy right here, Katsu. No, that's Tsuchiya, I think it is. I can never pronounce it right. So sorry. But in that Bible itself, that whole really early 90s kind of video actually explains what the faint drift is and all the other major drift initiation drifts is like power over. Got the brake drift, e-brake drift, and stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to play that on here because that's probably going to get struck somewhere else way, and I don't want that to happen. But 7 best drift cars. Yeah, the Drift Bible. It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. Just type in the Drift Bible, and you can learn just like how I did. Um, but let's go. What is the faint drift? Probably didn't type it right. Okay, there we go. Okay. How to master the faint drift magi. They call it the flick. I don't know why people call it flick here, but yeah, let's see what this guy says. Shows it off. Not gonna be able to see. And never listen to shit like this. This is like clickbait bullshit. You can do whatever the hell you want to do in your car. It's all about learning. This is not really helpful at all. It's just trying to explain it, not show. Basically, you wanna transfer the. You can feel once you feel the power of the car going from left to right, you should be able to basically do the whole jerking motion to where you can force that drift. Hard to really explain, but I was trying to. Yeah, that doesn't even show it either. You know what? I know what I can do. Let's see if I can. Because normally a lot of these S12s will do it. Anybody with an S12 will actually end up doing it. So let's see. Show me your drift guy. If not, I should be able to find one of my videos real quick. Yakety yak. Alright, let's see. See, that's a lot of thing too. Is like people, an S12, um, because of the weight is so different, they will do an actual paint drift at the initiation. Basically, once you go into that first turn, you go in, then you go out real quick, then you go back in. Yeah, it's been a while, so hard to really explain. Okay, turbo. Cool. I wouldn't mind upgrading to one of those. Nope, this is not gonna work. Let's see if I can find one of mine. Mm-hmm. Huh, let me see. Remember that being on. Oops. Basically, it's like a lot of weird jerking motion to get you started, and once you're started, all you have to do to keep the drift up is keep clutch kicking at it, keep it going. So let me. You know what? This real quick. Studio. Oops. Or actually no. I guess yeah. Um. All right. So possibly the easiest one for me. Let's start with one of my old ones. Sometimes it'll actually show. Maybe. Here we go. Or maybe. Oh. All right. Why is it freaking? Why is the quality so shitty? There we go. All right. So I think I showed it right there. This is like back in 2014. So this is one of my older ones. See how the line I'm going? I'm kind of throwing it out there. I'm gonna swing it back again. I go out, swing, swing again. But once I go out this way, I have to swing it the other way. And then I keep clutch kicking to keep it sideways because you want to get the RPMs really high. And to know how high you want to keep your RPMs of the motor to keep it sideways, that is the trick you have to learn on your own. Because you don't, until you actually understand how much power you have and how much you could work with, knowing its feeling of the car is like knowing the car. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, pretty much. This is one of my really long ones. So let's see if I can pull a faster one. So let's go back to let's go get lined up again. See, that's what I love about putting up long videos like this from a GoPro without even editing, because I love to go back and relook at this stuff. And yeah, my tires in this car was at 80 psi. The rear tires, just the rear tires. The front ones were like 32. The reason why I wanted to get at 80 psi because that's my magical number that actually turns tires pretty much like on pavement, especially when it's somewhat hot outside. At 70 psi, I wasn't going as sideways as much, but once I hit 80 psi, sideways for days, depending on the tires too. But it really helps out when you have a very low horsepower car and high gearing in the rear, and if you're trying to get more into drifting, more sitting down, more getting sideways all the time, just up your PSI. That's all you really have to do. It's like a little trick in the drifting world. And some actual idiots will actually, well, they're not idiots. I just like calling it that for fun. Alright, see, I'm doing it again. But I kind of screwed that one up. But I did get this though. Kind of straightened out on that one. I screwed the first one up right there. Well, the second run. See if I can get back to the beginning. See if I can pull off another good one. Oh nope, that's too soon. Okay, go back. So, oh yeah, I think what I was trying to do is I was trying to correct it there. I kept on screwing it up. I kept on gripping. I kept on wanting to grip it and did anything else. Don't want to hit that. Let's see how this one went. Oh, hello. And goodbye. Right, so there's my flick again. And my transition. There we go. Now it's going. Went. Oh, yep, I went off the track. Whoops. And I just ate the cone. Alright. Good times. Good times, yes. Must have been like another one of those bite accounts or something that got banned or something. That'd be awesome. But anyways, that is that. I did a lot of that, so hopefully that actually, let's see. See how this puts it. Oh. Now I like how they call it the Scandinavian flick. Aim for the line you want to go for. Corner. Then you go back. Then you do it again. It's like a little trick. Actually, yeah. Yeah, that's something I never really actually dealt with in the 350Z. I just stuck to my S12 because I'd rather do it that way. That was actually a cool little strike that that person made. Good times, man. Good times. All right. go ahead and close that. So yeah, there we go. Little bit of thing that I do. Little bit of showing off what a feint drift is, and basically you aim for the line, turn that left, and you turn it right back right. Yeah, turn the left one more time, so you totally you're going left while you're going right. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like you aim for the line, turn left, right, left, and turn. So it's some other way. Hard to really do in a if I'm trying to do this like a virtual car or something like that. I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it in a virtual setup. I can only do it behind the wheel. That's kind of weird because every time I drive on the streets and then I come home to play, like let's say Forza, all of a sudden I'm better at Forza because I've been doing it all day at work. Been out at work at the track. All right, so next Q&A. If there's anybody out there who want to ask questions about the S12, drifting, or anything like that, I guess drift is coming up on the 22nd, so I will definitely be there again. I'm probably not going to be driving because it's not ready. I'm not ready, and I got screwed over at DEF CON, so lost a lot of money there. So yeah, I have a lot of shit too. So we got that going on. Um, hopefully that counts for a lot. What else do we have going on? Also got the Ratson meet this Saturday, so I'll probably do that. I'll probably record that and I'll bring it up next week. Um, Maybe I'll start doing more of these series of different ways of drifting. That goes along with my whole here and there. That way, once I get the car up and running, I'm going to start planning for my bucket list of places I want to start going to and start focusing on saving money to, and take that time to make sure my car can actually make it out there, have the tires ready, and like hitting places like Apple Valley and Utah and Arizona, places like that for different drift events. I want to start hitting those and start doing my whole Slide America thing because that's my goal. That's it. That's my bucket list. I want to do Slide America, my own version. I figured why not? That's what I want to do. I want to do it good. I want to have fun. I want to keep it fun for everybody. That's it. Um, so, like I said, I do this every Thursday night at 10 p.m. PST. Basically, car updates, some drifting information, knowledge, and stuff like that. All the good stuff. So, mm, so other than that, that is it. That's it for the night. I will definitely be back tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow, and I will definitely be back next Thursday. And other than that, I will catch you later. Have a good one. Bye.